We got a weird one here. Management had a battery put in. Up at the shop, there it comes, 5 amp intermittent draw. Don't know how fast it's coming. I'll measure it here shortly, but it seems like it's inside 30 seconds. There it is again, and it goes on for roughly 10 seconds. And it's a hard draw. Keys out of the switch. I believe I had some codes in the system on the ABS. Wish we could disconnect the ABS since it's right there and visible. Battery switch is off, everything's off. Let's see if this draw continues. I think we'll do that while we're standing here, if I can figure out how. Since it's so easy to get at, let's see if our draw continues. Yep, still present. No, I just heard something shut off there in the car. So let's see if we can catch that. Is that a lock actuator or something? I heard it cut on. Yes, I heard it. Something inside the car is operating. There it goes again. Should be pulling. Now it's off. Yes, it's definitely something in the car. Now to find out what, I think we'll break out the amp panel or the thermal imager and see if we see anything that's staying warm, because that many amperage, I should have some type of, there we go, some type of heat showing. Now it seems to be working. Or whatever's going on is going on inside the car, so we're not even concerned. I can hear it clicking. When I see my amperage fluctuation, I hear clicking in the car. But my battery's so weak, I'm gonna have to put it on charge. Let's take a quick look at the box. See if we see anything that's hot. See if we can unplug it and isolate a circuit to look into. If we can find a relay or a fuse in here controlling that component that clearly is cutting on and off, we may be able to actually, I got one relay that's just a little warm. What one is that one? It's down there at the bottom and it's not real hot. I'm thinking more likely lights. Battery seems nice and cool. But I'm clearly hearing something cutting on and off in the car. So I'm gonna set in the car and see if I can isolate where that noise is coming from under the dash. We'll get down in here and we can hear the noise between the console and the seat. But the thing we notice is that the seat motor is pretty much on fire. So we're going to look at how that motor is being powered. And there it is right there. You can hear, just heard the noise. There it is again. I mean, I've got current there, drastic flowing obviously from the heat of the motor. So I'm going to look into pulling, take a snapshot for my files. There we go, got a snapshot. We're going to look how the the power components, I'm feeling heat at that motor, which I believe is the forward and back motor. We're going to take the power off it and see if it disables this noise we're hearing. We may have a faulty relay, an input acting up, something like that, but we need to look into what's actually doing that, what's causing that problem, then go from there. But we know our current, we got high current being pulled with that electric motor. So I want to disable that motor, find a fuse, see if it takes out this draw, and then look into its control to see where our failure may exist. Because I don't think it's the motor itself. I think it's whatever's supplying control to that motor. All right, figured I'd catch that for you. We walked all around the car trying to isolate that noise. It was kind of troubling, but there must be a relay inside that console, which I haven't tore completely apart. I'm gonna go look at the diagram first, get a little detail. Got to isolate it down to the seat. The right passenger side motor, electric motor, you can see the draw comes on. We're making roughly 7 amps. It's higher than our scale, so let's go ahead and change the scaling up to 20 amps so you can see it. There it is. It's almost 10 amps. Comes on, goes off. We'll wait for it to come on, and then we'll go ahead and unplug the fuse that drives that circuit. Well, you got a loop on it now. There, it's on. Now it's off. Relay. We know we're having a problem with the right power seat. Here's your motors. I haven't really identified which one. Right power seat switch. What I want to do is disable the switch, so it really isn't using a relay. The switch is a relay, it looks like to me. It's powered right to the switch, so we're going to disable the switch, and we really shouldn't have any power going to that motor at that point. It looks like to me this is going to be just a simple switch failure. This isn't a relay. It's built into the switch. And we have a switch that's malfunctioning. Simple ground, everything else is power. So we'll jump in there and see if we can't pop the switch out, disconnect it. And I suspect we order a switch. We're going to be solving this one's problem. This is heat, so where's my switches? They're on the side of the, yes, and they're here. And this one switch looks damaged. It does. I'm curious, is it stuck on? Now let's see if that's up. That may have been our simple failure right there. Just a switch that somehow got smashed, and the switch itself is good. There we go. I believe that's us, fellas. That is our problem. Simple repair. Yep, no activation now. Imagine that. But we was in the wiring diagram and everything else to discover this problem. A simple switch. Probably somebody slid off the seat, dropped something, who knows. But that's all it was. I'm gonna watch it for some, put it on a long-term scale, verify this is stopped. We're gonna do 10 seconds and just let her run and come back and look at it. but I believe we found the problem. Hope you enjoyed the video. Didn't catch it all for you, but we had a draw that was intermittent every 10 seconds or so. My assumption is that the switch is maxed out when it's stuck in that one position, and it times out, then times back on. It's the only thing I can figure. So we're not going to see. There it goes. It's actually moving now. I don't see a lot of noise up there on there, but it's actually moving. So we're good. Motor is still working, but surely it didn't think much of that. Let's pull the key out and let everything time out. Check for our draw one more time, but we believe we've discovered the problem, and simply by putting the switch back in the position it was supposed to be in, the problem is solved. Right now we're on 2 amps. We'll go ahead and take it